Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Your favorite in the VC has returned for another broadcast of Psycho's Bladders, ladies and gentlemen. Always powered by coffee each and every time. That is the mighty Psycho promise to you as long as I'm alive. I hope there's coffee in heaven. I hope so. And I bet you there's really hot coffee down in the bottom hell place, right? Anywho, I know it's Tuesday night. I'm trying to think here. Probably Schnee's on. I don't know if there's anybody else. There's probably some stupid auction. Lord knows. but here we are. We're back again. Thought I would go. Oh, by the way, you know what? Seriously, thank you specifically. Okay, seriously, I thank you. You just blew my mind. You know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say any more than that, but thank you nevertheless, honestly. But yeah, so I mean, we're looking at Thursday night. I was going to do a Halloween broadcast, you know, but as my mom would have said, you're a good egg. That's what she. But you know what? Maybe she called me that, but then again, I'm not all it's cracked up to be. I know that was a stupid pun, but I don't give a shit. So the thing is, as you could see, I thought I'd bring out the old Care Bear curtain. Some of you people remember back a long time ago in the Psycho's Bladders universe where I used to record in Jess's office, and they'd have the Care Bear curtains. And people always ask, is that a Care Bear curtain? Yes, it is. It's really a blanket or whatever the heck. You know what? Why is it in the live stream, right? The friend of mine hasn't called me all day. You know what? Too late now. Too late. Sorry. You had all day to talk. Anyways. So, I appreciate the three of you that are in here already. I hope everybody's doing really good. Like I said, we're already into early November already. 3 weeks from today, Thanksgiving. I cannot fathom that, to be honest with you. I cannot fathom that at all. We got here, before we get into little things here, I don't have a lot today, okay? But I just thought I would drop on maybe for an hour, possibly. Okay, maybe. We have new subscribers for the Psycho Universe this week. We got Matt Basterson. Yes, Matt Basterson. Wade the Blade, that's all one word, lowercase. And Hot Cherry, that's right. All three, thank you for subbing to the Psycho Network. We're going to talk about here in a little bit some things for the future, I hope. That is what we're looking at. What I am doing now, though, and bear with me, this will be the last time that I will be asking, because 10 days from now, I'll be back to work. 10 days from now, roughly, I will be back to work. I think I'm half done with this. I have actually been walking short paths, if you will. So, but we're going to do this, and then, like I said, after today, I will not bring this up again. Some people know what I'm talking about. Anything is greatly appreciated. Please and thank yous. I also want to thank the handful of people that did get to contribute, and that meant a lot. And I'm going to tell you, seriously, those donations helped me get my scripts paid and 2 bills. And believe you me, if I didn't have the generosity of you guys, I would have been in a pickle, if you will. As long as it was a Clausen pickle, because I like Clausen pickles. They're the best damn pickles on earth. All right, so let's talk about what's coming up in this channel, possibly. Excuse me, I'm always doing this. I've got an idea. That's coming, and I can't really reveal all of it yet, but is it possible that Psycho might have a co-host occasionally, starting early next year? Who knows? I'm in talks. None of you people know who it is. Okay, this is going to be a brand new person to the VC. But I've been in discussions with that person, and she seems, I said she seems into it. Right around my age group. We like a lot of the same stuff, so it's kind of cool. So we might be doing occasionally some broadcasts where it'll be the two of us talking, and when she's ready, she's going to get her channel set up also. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet until we get all the details all figured out, but I think you guys are going to like her. She's got a sort of a goofy, bubbly personality, if you will. No, she's not a female psycho, but she's close. Although some people out there will go off and go, well, most females are psychos. And you would also be correct, as I lose my women audience here. As I would say, what women audience, right? No, I do get a couple. All right. Now, I want to say that you guys mean the world to me. When you have the time to be able to go off and watch me, even if it's just for a few minutes, the whole broadcast, if you're really, really bored, and all that other stuff, okay? And I'm telling you, I really wanted to do more content. I wanted to do more content over the, I can't believe I've almost been out 8 weeks, and I think I only did like 4 videos. By the way, I'll show you in a little bit, but there will be a bonus video dropped before I go to bed tonight. I filmed the latest Jukebox from Hell. We'll talk about that shortly also. But I just want to say, though, without you guys, I mean, you guys are what makes the show, okay? I'm just Mr. Blabbermouth that tries to be funny sometimes. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. Hello, Mick. Yes, another tried and true. You really, really are. You and Fred and it's just it's great. I love to have the people that I dig. All right, so let's go into. I don't have a lot on vinyl finds. Okay, I don't. But let's see here. I found these earlier in the week. But I'll show you this first. I got one signed book. It's been a while. It's tough to find anything now. I don't know if it's just because maybe people snapped them up more than me, or maybe during COVID or something. I don't know. But if you're a football fan, especially a Bears fan, now I'm not talking about 2023 Bears fans, okay? Because we suck. I'm surprised we won 2 games. I think we won 2 this season. Oh boy. The Raiders were the other one, if I remember correctly. So the Commanders and the Raiders, ladies and gentlemen. But this one here goes back to Super Bowl 20, Bears era, mid-1980s. I didn't know that he wrote another book. I have met Mr. Singletary before. Mike Singletary, one of the best Bears players, period. I got to meet him many moons ago, and got I have a Polaroid somewhere of me and Mike Singletary. Hey, how you doing? How is always good to see you and anybody else here. So I found this for a doll hair, ladies and gentlemen, and ta-da! I'm telling you, I could not have just totally cool. Yep, it says here, former All-Pro defensive captain of the Chicago Bears, is a motivational speaker and corporate consultant. His previous books included Singletary on Singletary and Calling the Shots. Now, Calling the Shots is when I met Mike, he signed that book for me. But this one, I'm probably going to, since I only need one, I'll probably go and give it to Sonny Boy to spin on our eBay business. So, okay, so next, like I said, not too much, buck a piece on these, You're looking at Tavares, all right? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And yes, I know they did that Disco Inferno for Saturday Night Fever. Most people know him for that, but I've never come across one of the albums from Tavares on Capitol Records. Of course, you're talking Orange Capital for mid '70s and such. But yeah. So with Pooch, oh boy, Pooch, Chubby, Ralph, and Butch. That's what it says. if you say that 5 times fast when you're drunk, I don't know, never mind. All right. I already lost half of you already. What is going on out there? Is it Schnee's on, right? And then is there a record auction today? I get confused with who the hell's on. You know, I can't win no matter what time frame I put myself at, so I just do them anyway and fuck the rest. Anyways, so this one here, still sealed. I don't know anything about this. This is called Locusts and Wild Honey, Songs for Celebration by the Monks of Weston Priory. That's what this looks like. And here's the back. As you can see, all the monks there look like here they come, going to the lake. Okay, I know. But, and some of this is original music, though, okay? Very, very strange. Western Vermont, by the way, is what a Western, probably so anybody that lived in Vermont or nothing, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Weston, Vermont, 1971. That's what it says. My, oh my. So you're telling me that this is possibly a 50-year-old still sealed album? That could be goofy. But I'm not gonna bore you with all of the stuff here. There's a lot on there for liner notes. All right. A lot of the soul singers from the 50s and 60s, hell, maybe even the 40s, started out in gospel groups, okay, especially black gospel, all right? Some of them are just so excellent, you know, like the Dixie Hummingbirds, the Soul Stirrers, where Sam Cooke came from. Now, I've never come across this, and the condition on this is actually pretty neat, but I cannot remember what year this possibly could be. The only thing that's wrong with it is there's a slight stain on the back. This was produced by Nick Venet on Capitol. The soul-stirring gospel sounds of the Pilgrim Travelers featuring Lewis Rawls. In other words, Lou Rawls before he started in the late 60s being pop. Arranged and conducted by J.W. Alexander and Renee Hall. Yes. But that's what you're looking at for that. Now, I know Rachel was joking around going, Who's that one? I said, that was, oh my God, what's his name? That was Webster when he was 20 years old. Oh boy, oh my, there's that. And of course, you're going to be looking at Rainbow Capital, okay, for that one. All right, last one that I thought was quite neat. I saw the VJ in the corner of this album before I saw the rest of the album. Now, VJ, of course, pretty much started in the early 1950s and then died by the tail end of 66, okay, due to lots of things, but AKA one of the co-owners was a gambling addict, and also they put on these very expensive, what do you want to call it, conventions in Vegas, all right? I mean, lots of fun. And of course, why Vegas? So the guy could go gamble. At least that's probably half of it. That, and you're close to the California companies. And of course, everybody knows the Beatles and the Four Seasons were your top two. Everybody else underneath it is something else. And I've seen different ones as we go along. Some of the people that David Gates under the Manchesters, he got started there. Then you had goofy ones like Melinda Marx. We're talking about Groucho Marx's daughter here. And for some reason, one of the singles that she did on VJ is a Northern Soul staple. I don't get it. I've never seen a Melinda Marx promo or stock. I haven't seen any of the Manchester ones, okay? You also, of course, have the Wonder Who, which that also was the Four Seasons in disguise. And then you had other people like Russ Morgan and others, right? So when I found the New Wine Singers at the Chicago Opera House, now this is from 1963. This is folk, okay, because that would be your time frame, as opposed to the Folksmen, which of course their big hit Eat at Joe's. You guys are going to know what I'm talking about. But look at that lovely VJ. It is in near mint condition on this. Now, the New Wine Singers, they put out 2 albums. They put this one out in 63. And then in 65, they didn't do one for VJ. They ended up on another label. I cannot remember what that label is. So 2 of the 5 people on this album ended up getting into minor success, if you will, after the 65 album, okay? And we would be talking about Malcolm Hale and Eileen McFarlane. Now, who are they, you're asking, maybe? Well, remember, boys and girls, I'm from the Chicagoland area, and I tried to collect all of the Chicago area stuff. So I think this is a Chicago outfit, if you will. I'm going to probably hang on to that one for my Chicago collection. But the thing is that Malcolm Hale and Eileen McFarlane, who would end up being called Spanky McFarlane by late 66, were in Spanky and Our Gang. That's right, good old Like to Get to Know You, Sunday Will Never Be the Same, Lazy Day, Give a Damn, all that band, okay? Malcolm, unfortunately, would die a very strange death in 68. He was through carbon monoxide asphyxiation, accidental. He had a leaky heater in his apartment, and that's what took him in. And then Spanky and Our Gang, they stuck around until I think 1970, and then they tried a one-off in 75, and then that was it, as far as I know. Spanky ended up being one of the new mamas in the new Mamas and Papas back when it was, let's see if I can remember correctly on this. You had both Papas. You had John Phillips and Denny Doherty, okay? You had Mackenzie Phillips, and you had Spanky, all right? And then towards the latter end, before she did leave, it ended up changing because John died, so it was Denny Doherty, Scott McKenzie, the one who wrote San Francisco, Wear Your Flowers in Your Hair. I cannot remember who the hell it was, because it wasn't Mackenzie for very much longer. It was somebody else, and then Spanky. So I almost had a chance to see the new Mamas and the Papas, but unfortunately that was back when it was Denny Doherty's last tour, and I at least I could have met Papa, right? And then he ended up basically doing like some of the older musicians do. They're like, hey, guess what? Go off and tour under our name, and you're going to give me a small cut. And that's exactly what it was until Denny died, and that was the end of that. We have a couple CDs here I picked up. Buck a Piece, couldn't pass this up. This one here, Puddle of Mud, Volume 4, Songs in the Key of Love and Hate, double disc here. What's really funny is I normally don't find Puddle of Mud unless it's Come Clean. I don't know how many. If I had $5 for every time I found a copy of Come Clean, I probably would at least have about $200 right now. Okay, so let's see. And then, of course, this one here, a really, really good comp. No End in Sight, The Very Best of Foreigner, double disc. I mean, you're going all the way from the first album all the way to basically Mr. Moonlight, which would be 94, 95. And then Too Late was the one with Kelly Hansen, who was on that one. And then you have a couple live ones. And then at the end here, Jukebox Hero / Whole Lot of Love live. And that's going to be with Jason Bonham when he was on drums, when he had his time in Foreigner. So not too shabby. Buck a Piece double discs, pretty cool. Now, let's see. New Jukebox from Hell. Lou Gramm not involved. So Jukebox from Hell, the new video has been recorded. I'm going to drop it right after I get done here with this live stream because I've been very busy. And so what is going to be episode 2, season 3 of Jukebox from Hell? And by the way, it's probably no secret now, but the first episode of the 3rd season was about Yoko Ono. That's right. The who is it? Yoko Ono, and I couldn't get through all of it. But for episode 2, we're going to be looking at February 1971's Cow Sales on My Side from London Records, and and of course, on a record collecting standpoint, you got your blue label. This one here, nice and minty, actually. I was looking for this one actually for about, I'd say 10 years almost, really. I've never come across a copy of this. Now, what the hell? Get in there. I found one time, I don't know what they call it, 2x2? Is it 11x11? I'm going to say 2x2, which was the last album, 1970 on MGM. Exactly, right? I like them, okay? It's kind of funny because for all those years, I only knew about Rainy Day Park and the other things, aka I Love the Flower Girl, but they're a lot more than that. I mean, they're a lot more than that in Indian Lake and others, okay? But this album here, I'm just going to say, because this isn't really giving away too much, this is actually country rock. Yeah, country rock cow sills mixed with CSN vocal harmonies. Go figure. And then, yeah, so that kind of surprised me. But I do want to get that 2x2 album just so I can hear John, that it's a long title, and John the Divine, which I'm told is about a song about Revelations. And I'm like, oh boy, I heard that they performed that live in 1970 on the Johnny Carson show on the Tonight Show back then. And Johnny was just kind of looking like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, too bad there's not a video clip to show that, to see the look on Johnny's face, right? That would have been something. Would you guys do a favor for me, please? I know this is kind of a minor prayer, okay? Because my knee is getting better, all right? It is maybe about 80% at this point. I go back to work in about 10 days. Like I said, I did put a GoFundMe link at the top here in the peanut comments. But I have something else, though, that was going on before I even got the surgery. Now, I don't know what I did. I tried to go off and tell my rehab therapist. I told him last week, right in the small of my back. And before you say anything, I did get checked for kidney issues, and it came back negative. They did x-rays, they did urinalysis, they did all kinds of things. So I don't know if I just pulled a muscle, but I mean, this has been going on and off now. Like I had the problem the first week before surgery, then I didn't have it for about 2 weeks, or maybe 3, and then it came back, and I'm like, it gets brutal sometimes. I ice my back. I put that, what do you call it, BioFreeze. I mean, it helps. You know, I hate taking stuff. I've got oxys. Ran out of Tramidol, but, you know, I'm trying to do the best I can. Of course, I've got arthritis. I don't know, you know, so pray for me a little bit on that, please. You know what? I'll tell you something. I want to go to a chiropractor. And see, that's what I'm hoping for. I am actually in the process of making phone calls to, there's a couple good ones that were recommended to me. The only thing is that they want so much. Like, okay, one person quoted me $1.25. I think it was $1.25 for the initial and the x-rays, which I had x-rays done a couple years ago. All right. And, of course, it did show that my spine was screwed up. I think like 3 of my vertebrae up here in my neck, especially. Now, I don't know if I ever told you guys, but when I was 21 years old, I literally fell off a building. Now, I know you're like, what? Well, I wasn't on the building, but we're talking, it was stacked Corningware insulation, you know, for houses, and they were palletized. And we were up there. It was around this time of year. You know, we had to put them out there with tarps so they didn't get all screwed up, you know, because of the weather. And so we had tarps and weights and 2x4s. And so me and a buddy were trying to, well, you got this big hole and it goes like this, each one of them, you know, when you have 4 of them. Well, I miscalculated and I went down. I went down into the hole and I turned as I went down and kept going, and I literally stopped. I'm surprised I did not hit the ground. That's what I'm surprised. I got stuck maybe about inches from the ground, thank God. But I got an added bonus. Remember the 2x4 I told you about? Went wrong, bam, right in the baby maker. I'm like, oh, they ended up having to take the forklift. They had to carefully separate the forklifts just to get my ass out of I'm serious, it was a big mess. But ever since then, this little sucker here likes to pop. That's why I don't play softball and football. Because if I go like, go like this, I mean, I was never really great in the first place, but I was competent. And it would go, and I'm like, nope, I ain't dealing with that. And then, could that be part of my aggravated and my leg problems? Maybe. But my back and my neck took the brunt of it. Well, I went to a chiropractor. This was maybe last year, year and a half. I got scared, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys have chiropractic. I mean, Freddie told me about his chiropractic. I don't know if any of you people go to chiropractic. Well, he took, he would focus on a body part every visit, okay? And I only could afford 2 visits a month, seriously, because they charge a lot and my insurance sucks. So, he did something to my neck. It felt good. I mean, seriously, I kind of like, I don't want to say this, but I felt slightly high when he got done with it, right? I went to go pay the lady, went out to my car, and I'm getting ready to put the key in the car, and my one eye, this eye here, goes, yeah, and I'm like, what the hell? And this part's my fault, but it took me a couple minutes, and it finally went and stopped, and then I waited like another 5 minutes past that. And then I drove off. I should have probably went in and told him, hey, this is just what happened. It was not an initial reaction. It happened later. So I'm a little nervous. So if I do go back to the chiropractor like I'm wanting to, I got to tell him, look, I don't know what happened with my neck. Try everything else first, preferably the back. And I'm glad you said something, Fred, because I don't know what it is. I don't know if I pulled a muscle. I mean, I know that when I thought, like I said beforehand, it was kidney pains, but like I said, they said that my spine, it actually was really close because I could see it in the x-ray and saw the degeneration. So I don't know, as opposed to degeneration X, where they go suck it, as they always used to say in wrestling. Good old Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, and Triple H, The Game. Hello there. How are you? Hey, guys, I'd like to do an experiment for a minute or two. I have not tried this in a while. Nick, would you be willing to come up here for a couple minutes? I want to test my little system, and I want you people to tell me, oh, and by the way, Nick, if you've got preferably headphones on when you're talking to me, that would even be better. Hang on. Come on. Sorry, guys. And let's just try for a few minutes. And you guys tell me on your end if it sounds really bad, like a lot of echoey, you know, like a drive-through from a Taco Bell. I want to order water and tea, I don't have another food, and I want a frosting, If it sounds like that, let me know, and then we'll end the experiment, because obviously I cannot afford to get a new laptop. I cannot, when I'm on this tablet, I cannot get into my YouTube like I used to with my laptop, where I could silence my YouTube link and go like this, like I used to. That's why I had a bunch of people able to be on here with me. So let's see. Yeah, I have been recommended 2 in this town. One of them, like I said, he like I think his initial and the X-rays are 1 1/4, but you sure did. But the visits, I think, and I don't know how he determines this, are 45 to 60. And I'm like, now I'll admit I haven't gone in a couple of years, but to me that seemed a little bit much. Now the other one, I think, it was 150 for initial X-rays and the visit, but I think it's 30 at Cairo. So it's almost like either one I choose, I'm probably going to end up having to obviously pay, but my health is important, and especially because I'm 56. I'm kind of ashamed of myself, guys. I gained 10 pounds. I gained 10 pounds in almost 8 weeks. I'm ashamed of myself. But I said to myself, when I go back on the 13th of November, I'm going back on my diet. And the only, for the rest of the year, except for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I'll eat sensibly on those two. But that's, I'm going to go back on my diet till the rest of the year. And I want to lose it because I don't want to gain the 50 pounds back. That would be worse on me, my legs. You get it? I know you do. I know you do. I know you do. All right. So I kind of titled this Psyko Now and Then. And there's a reason why. And I know you guys are going to go, oh, fuck, he's going to talk about this. Everybody's talking about it. Okay, not everybody. The Beatles fans are talking about it. See, there's your hint. Please don't leave, though. Don't leave just because this is the only Beatles topic I will mention. Okay, so don't leave unless you got to go whiz or you got to go to bed or something. Not brought to you by the Care Bears, by the way. So, I don't know. I heard the song while I'm driving. Me and a friend hung out for lunch today. We both heard it. And she's like, is this it? I said, yeah. And I listened to it, and okay. I understand, like iHeartRadio was going off and saying, because it was at the Eagle. There's the Eagles everywhere around this country. Down here, it's 93.3. The Eagle is classic rock, and everybody in the Central Standard was noon to play it, and so I hushed myself and I listened to this thing intently. And being that they said in the thing that it was a 1978 demo of John singing and piano, George, of course, the one pass, the one try, all right, on guitar from 95. And then even though Paul and Ringo were on that 95 recording, went back in and did overdubs and backing vocals, and I think Paul played a little piano also. So here's the verdict from this fat ass. I've been a Beatle fan since I was like 10, 11 years old in the late 70s. Now, I also am in the school of thought that, there's some fans that are like, oh, every song the Beatles does is great. No, but it's a minuscule percentage as to the crap that they've given. I already lost 2/3 of my audience already because I really yapped about this. Too bad. I'm going to go off and explain this anyway. But, so knowing that, and you're talking about basically like they did with Free as a Bird and Real Love, okay, but you're talking 94, 95 technology as opposed to 2022, which is when they actually did this in late 2022. And of course, everyone now is starting to throw up AI this, AI that. It's like, hold on a minute. This isn't exactly AI. All right, we've brought this up before. But after hearing this song, my humble opinion, it is not a great song, but it's not total shit. All right, it's an okay Beatles song. I know that's weird for me to say. It's an okay Beatles song. Now, if you're talking here about the wraparound, so you got three, Free as a Bird, Real Love, and Now and Then, I would still say probably Free as a Bird is probably my favorite out of the three. Real Love is in the middle, and I'm going to say this Now and Then is in third, honestly. I'm not complaining. We get ourselves, they say the last Beatles song. I am not entirely sure about that. I still also say, and I've said this on and off for the last year or two, that they should have done this right. They should have done an anthology 4 and reissued the first 3 anthologies, since it's been over 25 years since they put them out in the first place. So I think they could have gone off had an Anthology 4 because there's enough leftovers. They could have gone off, put Now and Then as your first track, like they did with Freeze a Bird and Real Love, on the disc, so you get Now and Then. Then you'd go off, and you could stick Carnival of Light, 14 minutes. We all want to hear it, whether it's good or bad. We want to fucking hear it. And, and they say that it's not going to get released till Paul's dead. So you're that ashamed of it? Is that what you're telling me, Mr. McCartney, or what's going on? But we still want to hear it. So that puts you at about 17, 18 minutes right there, right? Then there is there's a 28-minute version of Helter Skelter. There's a 28. Now maybe we don't need to hear the 28-minute version, but there's an 18-minute version. I'd like to hear the 18-minute version. That would be, because Helter Skelter is one of my favorite. Seriously, that is like about the closest hard rock Beatles you're going to get, and the thing is that from what I read, McCartney was kind of inspired by The Who. Yeah, go figure. Well, The Who set things in a different bar, didn't they? They did. But Paul was basically like, oh, we can do this. We can do it. And they did. And, I got blisters on my fingers. So, another 18 minutes. So now you've got 3-minute, 14-minute, and 18, which would equal 35 minutes. There's your first disc right there. Actually more, excuse me, because I forgot. CDs are what can hold 80 minutes, right? So then you go off, and there's a bunch of demos. Okay? They could go off, and if I remember correctly, there's been at least 4 to 6 previously unreleased demos that were discovered in various places in England over the last few years. A couple of them were John demos of stuff that ended up getting released. We could stick all those in there. Also, we happen to have, because they only put out 3 on Anthology 1, now that we've got the Peter Jackson sound treatment, go off and give us some more of that 1960 rehearsal at Stu Sutcliffe's house. You know what I'm talking about if you remember your history on this. So you'd have that. That would be enough, probably, to stick for first disc. Your second disc, you could go off and you could have the 1963, April 1963, the Stowe School, which it's on YouTube and it sounds great. Okay, they cleaned it up a little bit, sounds great. And they need to put that, Hong Kong 64, which does exist, Apple owns it. The only time you will hear Jimmy Nickel on drums on a complete performance, and 66 Memphis, the infamous firecracker incident. All of them are in, I don't know about Stowe, but the other 2 are in possession by Apple. They own those. And so we need that too. And so I think that's at least enough for a double disc, or they could even stretch it probably to a 3 disc. But that's just me. So Now and Then, that's what I say about it. It's an okay Beatles song. That's not going to stop me from buying it, though. But I think, what is it? They're charging $16 for a 45. That's highway robbery right there. I don't give a shit what color vinyl is that. I heard this. It's still $16 even for the black vinyl version, and I'm going like, no. But and whoever created the cover, the picture sleeve, at least the one side, the Now and Then side, was kind of lazy. I'll tell you that right now. They could have come up with a better picture sleeve for that thing. They could have gone off and maybe hired Klaus Vormann to draw something. Could have. I bet she would have done a good job. Or there's a bunch of Beatles fans that do pretty good meme mock-ups. Could have done something like that. So I don't know any of you people at deepdiscount.com. They have a 15% off sale. Ends tomorrow. And I will probably be seeing if they have any leftovers there. along with the EP of Mickey Dolenz Sings REM. So, because that is pretty cool. I like his version of Shiny Happy People. The new Mickey book, I was told I have a good time. That comes out in December, early December, and I am hopefully looking forward to that with bated breath, indeed. So let's see. So before, we head out here, I'm going to get off of here. This is a short broadcast. Obviously, everybody else is busy or they're running off to, like I said, Schnee or a record auction or whoever the hell's out there. But I just wanted to check in with you guys, and I just want to let you guys know that I really do love you guys. I get some of the best audiences here, even if it's not a lot of people. I certainly get the faithful, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know. I'll say let's see. I'll probably try to do another live one sometime next week or something here before I go back to work. But remember, I'm going to drop episode 2, Calcils. That'll be done. And then you can see I've already chose what's going to be episode 3. Some of you people will be scratching your heads on that one, but there's a reason as to why I decided to do that album, because A, it was requested, and B, I started reading into things a little bit, and yeah, I think it does deserve Jukebox from Hell treatment. So, all right, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care. God bless. Rock on. For me and the Care Bears, always powered by coffee each and every time. That's the mighty Psyko promise to you. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace. Now and then.